A good vach, everybody. Shavua Tov. Welcome to the first daily dose of Pilzno. For all those who don't know me, my name is Meir Baruch, and for all those who do know me, my name is still Meir Baruch. In Yetz Hashem, we're going to be learning together Mishnayos, starting with Maseches Brochas. But before we learn the actual text, let's delve a bit into the background of what the Mishnayos are and where they come from, and that will definitely enhance our learning. Please bear with me on this video. It's going to be a few minutes longer than the usual length, but it's worth it. So the Torah in Sefer Vayikra, Perek Chof Vav, Pasuk Mem Vav says, Ve'ele hachukim v'hamishpatim v'hatoros. The Sifra over here mentions and says that v'hatoros is talking about two Torahs, Torah Shebeksav and Torah Sheba'al Peh, both given to Moshe Rabbeinu on Har Sinai by Hashem. The Gemara in Brochas on Daf Hey also deduces there are two Torahs, written and oral, as part of another limud that shows everything is from Hashem. So does the Talmud Yerushalmi, Maseches Peah, shows how all the facets of the oral tradition and the written tradition are from Hashem. And the Gemara in Brochas, in Megillah, Yud Tes Amud Beis, says that Hashem taught Moshe Rabbeinu the laws of exegesis, showing that the written Torah cannot be interpreted alone and needs help with the interpretation from the oral tradition. And in fact, many of the mitzvahs that we have today, for example, tefillin, without the oral tradition, we wouldn't know what it was talking about, because it says, Totafos beinecha, we would think over here, but through the Torah Sheba'al Peh, we know that it's actually over here. And in fact, the text of the Torah itself, Hashem says many times, Kasher tzivi sicha, like I have commanded you. One example we have is in Devarim, Perek Yud Beis Pasuk Chof Aleph, that says, V'zavachta mebekarcha. We know there's a mitzvah of shechita, but we're not given any pratim, any details whatsoever. So Hashem's telling us explicitly, Kasher tzivi sicha, that to turn to his oral tradition, to the Torah Sheba'al Peh, to learn how to keep this specific mitzvah. So here we see they go hand in hand together and are both needed. So how was the Torah Sheba'al, how were these two Masorahs passed down? So we know from the first Mishnah of Pirkei Avos that says it was passed down from Rebbe to Talmud. And then it goes down to the Zulas, and then to the Tanaim, and then to the time of Rebbe. Rebbe perceived that the level of scholarship was waning, and that the Torahs that were about to hit Klal Yisrael would cause the Torah Sheba'al Peh to be forgotten. So he decided that now was the time to write down the written Torah. And Hashem obviously thought it was right too, because there had been, as the Megillah says, as the Gemara says in Chagiga, Yud Daled Amud Aleph, that there had been previous attempts to write down the oral tradition, but only now Hashem allowed it to happen. So Rebbe redacted what we call the Mishnah. He compiled, sorted, and formulated the entire gamut of Masorah of teachings from Har Sinai until his time. And he did it in such a way that was so clear, the Lashon he used was so clear that he made the oral tradition accessible to all. Originally, there were between 600 to 700 Sidorim. Rebbe condensed into 6 Sidorim, comprising of 61 Masechtas. There is a Gemara in Shabbos Daf Lamed Aleph Amud Aleph that says a posuk, V'haya emunas itecho chosing Yeshua's chachma v'das. And there's a drasha there in the Gemara that relates to the 6 Sidorim of the Mishnah. And Zerayim is connected to Emunah. So why? Because agriculture is all about Emunah. Agriculture is the basis of all sustenance, and no avodas Hashem can take place without it. Why is it Emunah? Because of the rain, the sun, the snow. Will it grow? Will it not? Hashem, please make it successful. So this is the start to all avodas Hashem. And why is Maseches Brochas contained here in Zerayim? Because the Rambam explains Rebbe's choice as the first Masechta as being Brochas. Because in order to seek to preserve the well-being of a person, the first port of call is to prepare healthy food and sustenance. A Brocha is indeed a very important, essential part of that preparation of the food, because without a Brocha, one is not allowed to eat the food. So here we see it makes sense why Brochas was included in Zerayim, and why Zerayim is the first Seder in Shas Mishnayos. So in Yetz Hashem, we're going to be starting Perek Aleph Mishnah Aleph next time. In the meantime, I wish you all a wonderful week. Bracha v'hatzlacha, and stay safe. Kol Tuv.